Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I am your new Smart Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion, Issa J, and I'm sitting next to
Liam Landry, former champion.
Yes. Don't sell yourself short. Former 3-time champion. I won off of a fluke, so TLC will really be the deciding factor there.
Yeah. Next time when I actually pay attention and research stuff. I didn't look at anything about the matches, really.
Yeah. The whole, if you don't get a clean sweep thing, I think happened today. That wasn't even a thing on Monday.
I mean, even beyond that, like, I didn't...
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you who was in most of the matches.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I really knew of was Ronda, Charlotte, Brock, Daniel Bryan, and the SmackDown Women's. I couldn't tell you who was in the men's or the tag teams. I was even thinking, are they doing something with the tag teams? I was thinking the bar was actually going to be in the tag team.
Oh, really?
So I didn't know anything. I was not really paying attention in this build up here. That's my bad. My fault. No one to blame but myself.
Yeah, I'm going to actually share this title win with Francesca because she's been watching it a lot. We've been meeting up, still trying to get her back on the show. Or on our show, but because she's been watching it, it allowed me to see a little bit here and there and do a little bit of research. I guess enough research. But yeah, you ready?
Sure.
Alrighty. This is our Was It Worth It series where we go down the card and we let you guys know if it was worth it. We go every match and then overall. Let's get straight to the first.
We're gonna start off with that kickoff show with the tag team match, but since WWE said it's not worth it, I guess.
Yeah, but
they said it wasn't worth it, so
I know. But so it was the Usos, the New Day with Big E and Xavier Woods repping, Sanity with Eric Young and Killian Dane repping, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and the Colognes versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the Revival, the B Team, all three of the Lucha House Party, and the Ascension. And SmackDown won. SmackDown did get that victory. We did not see this match. We heard good thing. Well, I've seen good things on Twitter about Usos versus Revival. But then again, Revival is amazing. So that would be a dream match anyway. Especially them versus New Day too. Unfortunately, the Revival has not been able to show their talents as much as they should. So, since that match does not count to the main card, and we didn't see it, moving on.
Yeah.
Alright, first match of the night was...
and we should say that they were keeping track of the score, and they didn't count that one, so that's why we were saying that WWE didn't say it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what happened, it was like, and Raw goes up 1-0, spoiler alert. And then they're like, what? SmackDown won in the pre-show. Oh, it's just a pre-show. And that was literally said. So, now you know
Let's
what
go to the first real match that mattered.
Yes. Alright, it was the Women's Survivor Series match. Team Raw included Mickie James, Nia Jax, Tamina, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. Apparently, Natalya and Ruby Riott got into a backstage scuffle on the pre-show. We missed that, so Sasha and Bayley were thrown in instead. Team SmackDown included Naomi, Carmella, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and it was supposed to be Charlotte Flair. It ended up being Mandy Rose to replace her. Yeah. Let's and like we said, spoiler alert, Team Raw won here. And let's go quickly down what happened. We had Naomi go out first, the team captain. that was shocking. Then we had Tamina go out immediately after by Carmella. And Tamina was the one who eliminated Naomi. Then we had Carmella get taken out by Bayley. Then we had Mickie James get taken out by Mandy Rose after Sonya Deville hit a nice running knee. Then we had Mandy Rose get eliminated by Sasha Banks with a bank statement. And then we had Bayley and Sonya Deville get taken out via count out, which surprisingly protects both of those women not having to eat a pin. And it wasn't as if they were just on the floor and they laid out. No. When one would try to get in, the other would kick them and keep them down, and vice versa. Which was a sucky way to get eliminated, but it was pretty interesting. And then we had Sasha Banks get taken out by Asuka after Nia Jax turned on her. Tap to the Asuka lock. And then Nia Jax was the sole survivor and won to a chorus of boos. Yeah. What did you think about all that went down?
They had some good pods. Asuka versus Sasha Banks was really good in there. And I think a lot of Sonya Deville looked good in there, and Bayley as well.
You haven't
Carmella
really
was pretty popular in there as well.
Yeah, she had really a lot of nice pops.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you haven't seen a lot of Sonya. I've seen more because of my time watching Raw when she was on Raw. But I have to say, without a doubt, she was always my favorite of Absolution on Raw. And she's just growing and growing, and I can see a bright future for her. Babyface or heel. Overall, was it worth it?
That ending really takes a lot out of it, but I guess I'll say worth it.
It's okay.
Barely worth it, you know. When Sasha Banks gets eliminated, cut off the match. If someone can go in and edit out any part that Nia Jax was in there, that would have been a great match.
Or edit in to where she gets eliminated instantly.
Like
eliminated instantly. Yeah.
Like edit in like she's there, but there's like a fist punching her the whole time in the face.
I guess I'll have to agree with you. It wasn't anything spectacular as it could have been, but you got to see a lot of good stuff from Mickie, Sasha, Bayley, Sonya, Asuka, Carmella, and Mandy, and I guess that's all we could ask for in this kind of situation. Moving on, Seth Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion, faced off against Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States Champion, and what was...
I should also point out there was a backstage segment before this where Stephanie McMahon went to Baron Corbin and said, "You better have a clean sweep tonight, or else it'll be your job." So that basically tipped you off what was going to be the rest of the night.
Yeah, completely.
Yes.
And we had and there are a couple times where Shinsuke looked like he was about to win. He could have won. Barely any hype to it. Barely on Raw, the Go Home show, Seth Rollins comes out and he says, "Yeah, I'm not really focused on my match against Shinsuke." It's like, well, neither are we.
Yeah. It was a good match. Kind of standard for Seth Rollins for what he does. There's some dumb things in there, like I don't like the idea that you force the Superplex Falcon Arrow thing, because I mean every time you see it, it loses value, and then when you
feel like that
when you see you have someone who doesn't go to the top rope just to set up, that's a dumb idea of storytelling.
Very much so, and I feel like this particular match they could have just kept it out.
Yeah.
We don't, like you said, we don't need to see it every single time. At least we didn't see Seth Rollins try to hit something with his knee, miss, and sell the knee for the rest of the match. We got to stay away from that this time.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like... it basically becomes a transitional move at a point. It becomes like a forearm or a DDT.
Yeah.
It doesn't really become anything of value. And something that big shouldn't become something of no value.
And we had...
But we didn't really talk about that. I would say overall worth it.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's also not...
If you are new to wrestling, this is a good match to like ease you into it. Nothing too extreme, nothing too ridiculous or crazy.
This is about as fine as any normal main roster match.
Yeah, this match could have been, like you said, on the main roster, and to start a feud at least.
Yeah.
This didn't have to be where it was inserted.
Like like that would be pretty terrible on other promotions. Like if it was in the New Japan or NXT.
Yeah.
It would be subpar, but you have to kind of judge it by a different standard, I guess.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Yeah.
So I will agree with you, sir.
Yeah, I would say, like, it was probably technically the second best match if you look at just wrestling-wise in the night.
Yeah, third best when it comes to straight-up entertainment value. And we'll get to those two matches in a bit. Next, it was the SmackDown's champion versus champion. We had the Raw tag team versus with AOP and Drake Maverick in their corner versus The Bar, which is Sheamus and Cesaro, with the Big Show in his corner. They are the SmackDown's tag team champions. So what did you think about this one?
PP the Pantsy. Remember, folks, you ain't cool unless you pee your pants. You ever seen that movie?
I have.
Yeah.
Billy Madison, I believe.
Yeah, you're not cool unless you peed your pants.
It was the most awkward thing.
It literally ended where Big Show was trying to choke slam Drake Maverick, and he peed his pants by having to repeatedly tap the device in his pants to make the water come out in a little tiny trickle. So it didn't even work out well.
And just to think of what the fans were seeing at the event, they're probably like, "What the heck is going on?"
They were probably going, "It's like, why are they all staring at his crotch area?"
Yeah. Also, it was the most awkward thing because it took a long time before the little device to work, and
like I said, he was just
the camera was just before he started tapping. The camera was just right there, and I'm just like, why are they showing Drake's crotch area so much? This is just. I don't like this. This is not why I watch wrestling. AOP win after everyone's distracted about it.
Not worth it.
Not worth it at all. And that just, if you watched our live stream, you would see Liam here. He was just completely and utterly broken for a while. Had his hands covering his face. Alright, then we had match of the night. The Cruiserweight title is on the line with Buddy Murphy, your champion, versus Mustafa Ali. Now, what did you think about this one?
That was a really great match with wrestling wise, with a whole lot of stuff with psychology and storytelling and crowd really getting involved. I think that was the most the crowd got involved in a match during the night, like as a whole during the match.
Yeah,
not just during parts of it. But yeah, it was a really great match, and it was definitely the best match night.
Wait, what?
It was definitely the best match of the night.
Yeah, 205 Live chance.
This is awesome.
This
Fight
is awesome. Forever. Yeah, and Maria Kanellis, the wife of Mike Bennett, she was basically hyping up 205 Live on Twitter after the match. And Matt Bennett is on 205 Live now, and she's been like heavy duty hyping up 205 Live on Twitter without a doubt, which is cool. Mustafa Ali does not get the big win here. Buddy Murphy retains his championship after hitting Murphy's Law. And like you said, I just have to repeat your points. Match of the night. Really good storytelling, really good athleticism. Makes you wish all matches were like this, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, next is the Survivor Series match of the men. It is Team Raw with Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley. Baron Corbin and Lio Rush were on the side. And then Team SmackDown was The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. Let's go down what happened. So the first elimination after a minute in, Samoa Joe. If that. Did he even get a minute?
It was probably under a minute.
Nah, that's sad. Poor Samoa Joe. Next elimination was, I believe, Finn Balor. After Finn Balor eats it, it was then Dolph Ziggler, and that's when Raw just took control. You had Braun Strowman eliminate everyone, really. Next was The Miz. No, next was Jeff Hardy, gone by Braun Strowman. Next was Rey Mysterio, gone by Braun Strowman. Next was The Miz, gone by Braun Strowman. And the last man standing for Team SmackDown, 2 years in a row, Shane O'Mac. And he's looking at Braun. He's like, oh, he's completely defeated. He's like, okay, just give it to me. He gets hit by the running power slam. 1, 2, 3. Team Raw stands tall with 3 members staying alive. Surprised that they decided to put Braun over in such a big way, but hey, that's what they decided to do. What did you think about this match?
It didn't have a lot of ways of values of substance, but it did have a lot of entertainment value in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's worth it for that. Like this is the one we were saying before about why the Nakamura one was like third in entertaining value.
Yes.
Because it's probably like second.
Yes, exactly.
So I guess worth it.
Yeah.
For entertainment alone.
Yeah, like we've been saying, nothing. Once 205 Live was ended, which was completely worth it. If we forgot to mention, by the way, that no other match was gonna top this one. And yeah, I agree, it was worth it. And they did have a lot of. They had a fun coast to coast to eliminate Dolph, and a failed coast to coast where Braun just decks Shane. The Miz doing everything in his power to make Shane go that extra mile, which was funny. The Miz was really entertaining in this one. We saw a possibility of Rey versus Finn in the future, one-on-one. I would enjoy the heck out of that match. And Bobby Lashley didn't kill anyone. That's good. So overall, it was worth it by pure entertainment fun. Alright, next is our champion versus champion. The Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, is against Charlotte Flair. Wait, nope, she's not the champion, isn't she? What had happened was Becky Lynch was supposed to be in this match. However, after a punch in the face like that by Nia, yeah, she got a broken nose and a concussion and a bad black eye.
It's literally the most basic move in your arsenal.
And you botched it.
It's like a chef not being able to know how to chop up an onion.
And yeah, he's going to chop up an onion, cuts his finger off.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I even say maybe that's not a good comparison because I mean, an onion has layers and it can be complex. Now, you don't know. It's like a chef learning how to peel banana.
And then end up causing his other man, his teammate to slip and break his neck.
Yes.
But yeah, this match started off.
It gets so much heat that you get the lone survivor.
So Charlotte took Becky Lynch's place, and this match had a very sloppy start.
Both physically and spiritually.
We'll get to that. But
I'm not. I mean, I'm saying that's like right at the beginning too. Like, everyone was backing Charlotte in that.
Oh yeah,
because she was the proxy.
She had the cheers to begin with, and then after the match, after Ronda, which was sadly quiet, like no cheers, no boos for when she made her entrance, just deafening silence. Then we start hearing "Let's Go Becky," who's not even in the show at all. No run-ins from anybody on anything at all. Yeah, Ronda and Charlotte start off really sloppy. They're trying to do holds and punches and stuff, and it doesn't look very good. They start to pick it up, though. What were you saying?
Well, and then there's just the big point where there's a whip to turnbuckle. Ronda clearly slips, smashes a face in there, gets a bloody lip, and just kind of seems out of it through the match. And I would give a lot of the sloppiness to that, you know.
They do pick up, though, especially towards the mid to end, where they're trying to get each other's finishers on, countering. A lot of counters going on in this one.
Yeah, Oni came close to dropping Charlotte on her head once, and it was still more the neck and shoulder area. Not great, but still. It's not on her head.
It's not on her head. She doesn't have a concussion, and we're happy about that.
Yeah, but there was some cool stuff, but it was kind of sloppy overall. It's kind of a mess. I would say worth it because of the part at the end where Charlotte just goes and turns heel
to the crowd's enjoyment
and beats up Becky Lynch and beats up Ronda Rousey in the same way that Becky Lynch would have beaten up Ronda Rousey to the same response.
Yeah, and in the same way Becky Lynch turned heel on Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam. Very, very similar.
Even to the point where they were booing a injured Ronda and were cheering "You deserve it" at her.
Where she was making her way up the ramp, like, oh, I got this, I can do this. Of course, it boos.
As the commentary team were trying to say that it's the most vicious beatdown that they ever saw, and thought it was so terrible what Charlotte did.
When Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch had like a last woman standing match where the loser could not stand up, and this was the most brutal. I guess the most brutal for Ronda in WWE.
No, I mean, they definitely said that it was the most brutal for Charlotte as well.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
But I guess for the ending, it was worth it.
The ending was worth it. I was entertained by that. But the other parts, had some good parts, but it was very sloppy.
And I also guess I have to say it was worth it because the DQ finish did give me my title win. So there's that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you asked me what I would do, I would just kind of go to the end first. The ending was worth it.
So just skip the match, put it on when right when Ronda has the armbar trying to get it locked in, and instead of being able to get
put it on right as the kendo stick goes.
Oh, right when the kendo stick.
That's the first thing you see. Kendo stick. I mean, to be fair, the setup really wasn't there. They're like, Charlotte knew she couldn't beat Ronda, and it's like, well, they seemed pretty equal.
Oh yeah, they were very equal throughout the whole time.
It wasn't a desperation move for Charlotte. So.
It was more like, you know what, I'm tired of this. You think you're all that? Here we go. Well, bam! And then she ended up screaming while she was doing the beatdown. This is my show. If
it was, they were trying to build it as the idea of how they were commentating on it, but they didn't build it like that. So that's why I can say don't bother watching the match, because it didn't show that.
Yeah.
So it didn't add to this. Like, you didn't have to see the match to feel for this part here.
True.
It was very disconnected in that way because of poor storytelling.
Yeah. And then also they're like the commentary team is telling one story, and then you hear Charlotte going, you're trying to come in and take over. This is my house." Basically saying you have to earn your way up here, and she ended up saying something along the lines of, "This is how you got your title," or something like that. So, two totally different stories being told. I guess commentary didn't get the memo, or the women on the canvas didn't get the memo.
No, I mean, I think that's just general talking points. I don't think that was really part of the story.
Yeah. And our final match of the night, the final champion versus champion match, which is actually a champion versus champion match. We had the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, versus the WWE Champion, Daniel Bryan. And, yeah, what did you think about this one?
It was very slow. It was really confusing. They definitely booked the match for AJ, but then they really shows that they hot-shotted the Daniel Bryan heel turn in a lot of ways and had to try to incorporate that in, but had him working the face most of the time. Except for the very beginning where he was working heel.
And he did work heel throughout the match in key points, but like you said, it was clearly made for a face in this match.
Yeah. And I wasn't really that into it. I mean, it kind of picks up, but it's very slow to get there.
It felt like AJ versus Brock last year, except that
it didn't take that long to get there, though.
Yeah, exactly. It took longer for Daniel to start getting his momentum going.
It's because they really wanted to get people behind Daniel Bryan. You know, it takes a lot of work on their part.
And then also a heel Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, to get the people behind him. But yeah, it was, I didn't think it was worth it. Just because it took too long to get to the point.
This match was 18 minutes. Almost 19.
It felt longer than that.
Yeah. The longest match of the night, which actually did not feel as long, was the men's Survivor Series match. So that tells you something. But, yeah. I have to agree. It was a slow match that picked up towards the middle to end, but confusing because of the storytelling because of the story they were trying to tell. It was a story that was not supposed to be for Bryan, but he was still in that role. So, yeah. Overall, what would you say?
It had some parts in there. If I would slim it down, I would definitely say the 205 Live. Definitely the men's match. I don't know if other stuff make the cut or not. If I would, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I would just say watch War Games instead. Because overall, it was better.
Overall, start to finish, even though, in my opinion, the women's match for War Games wasn't as good as it could have been, it was still a great match. The only thing that diminished it for me was the fact that they had all these run-ins and distractions.
I thought it was because they didn't have Nia Jax running in and punching people in the face.
No, that's not why.
I thought that's what I felt it needed.
No, but we did get Dakota Kai big booting Jessamine Duke right in the face, hard style.
And not actually injuring her.
Yep.
Believe that, you know?
But, yeah, I mean, I would say put it on to the 205 Live and watch all the way until Charlotte Flair destroys Ronda. Take it off. Overall, it wasn't worth it because it was just a weird start with Nia Jax going over when she doesn't need it.
Yeah, like the first half was just kind of okay.
It was just slow. And then we see Drake Maverick pee his pants.
There's nothing too impressive in the first half.
Mm-hmm. Then it picks up.
But
then it
also
dies
not necessarily like stuff like the Nakamura Seth Rollins wasn't necessarily bad. It just wasn't anything of note.
It wasn't what it could have been.
Yeah. So I would definitely say watch the second half minus the main event. That's probably going to be your best bet.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte main eventing with only the men's Survivor Series match and Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa. That's all you really gotta see. That's the only thing of note.
Make it even shorter than a Raw.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, that was the show.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me just take this off right quick. Boom. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Please give us those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
Don't forget to share this video and all of our videos to your friends.
And enemies.
If you really like what we do, please hit that subscribe button so that way you are a part of the Smarky family. And then hit the notification bell.
You want to hit that notification bell so you get notified for when we go live. We go live for our podcast Shooting with the Smarky family every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. We also go live for pay-per-views like the Survivor Series tonight, and also other events inside WWE and outside WWE, like Impact or New Japan sometimes when we can. And you just want to get notified for when our videos go up in general. Yeah. You can also follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
Follow me on Twitter at EthaJ_STP. Leave us comments down in the comment section below to let us know what you thought about Survivor Series as a whole, what you thought about each match, all that goodness. Let's start the conversation.
You ever wonder why people always leave the comments in the comment sections? Why do you think we're going to leave the comments? Silly?
I mean, they could leave it comments on our Twitters.
Yeah, leave the comments down in the search bar above.
But yeah, let us know what you thought about it, and yeah, I guess that's all. That's all, right?
Yes.
And until next time, it will be awesome. Wave and say goodbye to all of our friends. Naya Punch. Oh man.